The few would have never existed without the many, the unsung heroes of the Battle of Britain, British and German, the ground crews. Next, on Andy's Vehicle History channel. The success enjoyed by Fighter Command could not have been made without the sustained efforts of their ground crew, who worked tirelessly throughout the summer and are the unsung heroes of the battle. The significant proportion of photos of ground crew at work during the Battle of Britain are undoubtedly posed, showing as many as 6 men working on rearming just one aircraft. In reality, a flight within a squadron or 6 aircraft would have just 6 men, and they would have to work against the clock to ready the aircraft for their next sortie, sometimes up to 6 per day. One chief technician later recalled how these posed photographs could create an entirely inaccurate impression and did not do justice to the care with which they would have to handle the planes and even the ammunition rounds. In the ammunition dump, cartridges were linked together by spring steel links. Each link had 2 circular clips on one side and a single clip on the other side. The single clip fitted between the 2 clips, and the inserted cartridge held the links together. As the cartridges were withdrawn, the loose links were ejected together with the empty cartridge cases. Belts were made up generally with 2 ball cartridges, 2 armor-piercing cartridges, and 2 DeWilde cartridges. The DeWilde cartridges had a hollow bullet filled with an explosive/incendiary mixture. They were very effective in setting target aircraft on fire. Belts were made up on an assembly jig and then a belt positioning machine. This machine positioned each cartridge in the belt very precisely. Every armourer knew that one cartridge in a belt that was as little as 1/6 of an inch out of place would always cause a gun to stop, so belts were handled with great care and never thrown about. Because of course in a Spitfire or a Hurricane there was of course 8 Browning machine guns. I don't know if they were 30 caliber or 50 caliber, but and then you have to think about the actual ammunition themselves, you know, how much ammunition they had, and I believe it was enough for about 30 seconds, so 3-second bursts at a time. And of course, without the ground crews, there would have been no aces of the Battle of Britain, whether that was British or German. And like somebody commented on my community page earlier this week, there is hardly anything about ground crews, even though they are the unsung heroes. And hopefully, Andy, you get this video out, and then people can start appreciating the work that they do. But there is accounts by the fighter pilots who have said when Biggin Hill and Kenley were bombed, they said they were so glad that they weren't the ground crews, how they must have suffered down there. And of course, how the ground crews suffered anyway, especially the mechanics, how they had to every night keep getting aircraft ready no matter what. How they would survive on maybe 4 hours sleep a night, if that. I mean, extraordinary. And of course, 1940 will be forever known as the long hot summer. But it was an amazing job that they did. Hats off to them. And I really wish there was more to read about these gallant ground crews. But basically, it's like a conveyor belt system. So, of course, somebody makes the machines that make the machines to make the ammunition rounds, obviously 303 caliber. And then you've obviously got the logistics section, more than likely their own RAF logistics section that would obviously bring it from the factories to the airfield, and then of course transport it around the airfield to the ammo dumps, and then of course transport it from the ammo dumps to Dispersal, and then of course the ground crews would handle it and load the ammunition. Of course, more than likely check each round so it wasn't off by a few inches so the gun wouldn't jam. They are the real heroes, and of course so are the truck drivers and factory workers. when you come to think of it, it's amazing how many people make up a Battle of Britain airfield, because this video has just been about the Armourers, but you've also got the people who refuel, who obviously bring in the Bowsers, and if it was an Albion AM 643, then you're talking that tanker could of course refuel 3 aircraft at once. So could a Bedford QL. You've also got the catering staff, you've obviously got the mechanics, you've got the control tower operators, the anti-aircraft gunners, the transport people, so of course the truck drivers, the tractor drivers, the guards at the main gates and all around the airfield. You've also got guards in armoured trucks like the Bedfords. You've also got guards in concrete mobile pillboxes known as Bisons. And you've also got them in the standard Beaverette, which I recently made a video about. It's amazing how many people it takes to operate a fighter command airfield. And when I get the series out, The Real Heroes, sometime this month, I will be covering that aspect. It's going to be a lot of research. And after all that, I think you already know what my favourite film is. So there's clearly no prize for guessing, is there? It's the 1969 film, Battle of Britain. And what I love about that film more than anything is it doesn't just focus on one aspect. It focuses on the German and British point of view, but it also shows the ground crews, the truck drivers, the refuelers, the anti-aircraft gunners, the pilots. It shows absolutely everything, including the mechanics, catering staff, sector control. I mean, it's just amazing. And I recently bought the book, The Making of the Battle of Britain. So maybe sometime this year I can even cover that subject. But let me know in the comments if you want that video.